I've been using my NuPhy Air75 for a few months now, so in today's video, I wanted to share 10 things you must know about this Air V3, and throughout, I'll sprinkle in some top tips to get the most out of this keyboard. The biggest visual change is the CNC machined aluminum top case with a 220 grit anodized finish. In other words, the finish ends up feeling like the super smooth finish on a MacBook, and it's a major step up from the V2. The design is more mature as well. NuPhy dialed back the pops of color for a more grown-up aesthetic, and you get two safe colors to choose from, a white one such as the one I have here, and a black one. The previous generation of the NuPhy Air got about 220 hours of battery life with lights off. But here's the crazy part. This newest Air V3 gets a whopping 5 times longer battery life at around 1200 hours. In case you're wondering, NuPhy didn't make the keyboard bulkier either. The form factor is the same, and it features the same 4000 mAh battery, but NuPhy optimized power consumption so dramatically that you can have weeks of usage on a single charge. To achieve that battery life, NuPhy had to engineer their own custom firmware. This meant ending QMK and VIA support that you see on most mechanical keyboards. That said, I think most people would prefer the insane battery gains, and the web-based configuration is actually super easy to use. You simply go to NuPhy.io in your browser, and then you can map custom keys to your heart's desire. Just keep in mind you have to use the wired connection to use NuPhy.io, but it's not all perfect. The price jumped from $130 for the V2 to $140 for the V3. But here's the kicker. On Amazon, it goes up to $160. The good news is that at Milktooth, you get NuPhy's retail price of $140 with free shipping if you're in the United States. So you avoid those extra shipping and tariff costs you'd pay ordering directly from NuPhy, which ships from China. Now here's a pro tip. You can swap out the delete key for a volume knob in about 2 minutes. The knob and the tools come included in the box. Through NuPhy.io, you can program it for different apps, like a volume knob for Spotify, as a zoom in zoom out knob, scrubbing through a video timeline, or navigating lines of code. I really recommend spending some time in the settings and finding out which app you use most, because NuPhy added in a lot of commonly used features. It's a game changer for your workflow. In terms of connectivity, you get wired, 2.4 GHz wireless with 1000 Hz polling, and Bluetooth 5.0. The biggest game changer is how you can store the wireless dongle in the back of the keyboard now. Especially for traveling, this small detail makes a huge difference, because now you don't have to be worried of losing the dongle. The biggest day-to-day change, aside from the battery, is the sound. While the V2 had a more hollow, plasticky sound, the V3 is drastically different. NuPhy switched to a gasket mounting system with proper dampening materials. The word that comes to mind is creamy. It's not too bright and perfect for shared spaces. But something that will make a big difference in terms of the specific sound signature you get is the switch you choose. For this iteration, NuPhy went with 3 switches you can choose from: the red nano linear, brown nano tactile, meaning there's a small bump as you press down, and blush nano silent linear. In short, there's something for everyone's sound and feel preferences. The red one sounds pretty creamy, while the blush is super silent, and I'm a big fan of the brown switch's subtle tactility. Now, here's a quick sound test between these 3 variants. But why low profile to begin with? For me, it's about portability and a lower wrist angle for more comfort during extended typing sessions, and NuPhy really lets you dial in which angle is best for you. You get 3 different typing angles to customize your experience: the flat 4 degrees, the small feet for 8 degrees, and the big feet for 10 degrees. I find myself using the 8 degree one the most, but it's great that NuPhy gave us so many choices here. And lastly, I just think that NuPhy really paid attention to all the small details that add up to make a big difference. I use a dedicated screenshot button all the time, RGB lighting options for those who want it, including 2 little decorative light bars that serve as a charging indicator, and the overall refinement in every aspect. It's the best low-profile keyboard I've used, and I wouldn't want to use anything else. The Air V3 is a steal and represents NuPhy's most polished effort yet. But if you want to consider a tank of a 75% keyboard that weighs 5 times more than the Air V3, you might want to consider the Evo 75. Take a listen to the sound test for them here. For now, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.